Sri Lanka has evacuated over 200 crew members from a second Iranian vessel off its coast a day after more than 80 people were killed and several others were still missing after a U.S. submarine struck another warship. President Anurakumara Dissanayake said that Sri Lanka decided to assist the Iranian vessel near the port of Colombo after detailed discussions with all parties. The vessel will be moved to the northeastern part of Trincomalee.
Our naval ships have reached the ship and are in the process of rescuing the sailors. We have made preparations to bring 208 people ashore. In that, there are 53 officers, 84 cadets officers, 48 senior sailors and 23 sailors. We have already started to transfer these sailors to our naval ships and bring them to the Colombo port.
The president said that Sri Lanka, that places great emphasis on humanity, handled the situation in line with international obligations. In a social media post, the Sri Lankan president remarked that no civilian should die in wars, adding that Sri Lanka remains non-aligned in its approach to the West Asia conflict. Meanwhile, authorities began an inquest into the deaths of the sailors at the southern port city of Galle. Authorities said that the morgue at Galle has limited capacity and can handle about 25 bodies at a time. Speaking with an Indian media outlet, Sri Lankan opposition MP Harsha Da Silva said that the country is short of buffers to withstand external shocks if the crisis prolongs. Dissanayake, meanwhile, has revealed that on the 26th of February, Iran formally sought permission for 3 naval vessels to enter the Sri Lankan ports between 9th and 13th of March. However, Colombo had not granted approval for the visit. The US-Israel strikes against Iran began 2 days after Tehran sought permission. On the 27th of February, Sri Lanka received a report that a sailor aboard the Iranian vessel Iris Bushehr, now under its control, had suffered an accident. Iran requested Sri Lanka's assistance to bring the sailor and another officer ashore for psychological support. Dissanayake then confirmed that the Sri Lankan Navy and the Air Force transported the individuals to land, where they were sent for medical treatment. On the 4th of March, the Sri Lankan president said that reports emerged of a vessel located approximately 90 nautical miles from the Galle port, just beyond national waters, coming under attack and issuing distress signals. In response, Sri Lanka immediately launched a major operation involving both the Navy and the Air Force, with forces able to rescue 32 individuals alive, while over 80 bodies were recovered. Meanwhile, Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has said that 3 Australian military personnel were on board the US submarine that sunk the Iranian ship as part of training arrangements under a defense pact with Britain and United States.
Were 3 Australian personnel on board that vessel. I can confirm also, though, that no Australian personnel have participated in any offensive action against Iran. These are long-standing third country arrangements that have been in place for a long period of time.
Meanwhile, the Indian Navy has said that it launched search and rescue operations following a distress call from Iris Dena, which sank in the Indian Ocean after being struck by a United States torpedo. The frigate was positioned 20 nautical miles west of Galle within the search and rescue region under Sri Lankan responsibility. The Navy added that a long-range maritime patrol aircraft to support the search operations were already underway under Sri Lankan leadership. Iris Dena and the Iranian crew on board the naval frigate were also part of an exercise in India last month.